keep showing up. If no one invests in you, invest in yourself. Even if you don't see the results right away, keep showing up until you do see the results. Even if you don't see the results for a very, very long time, keep showing up. What if the results don't come? They're not going to come if you quit. Keep showing up. I'm tired. Keep showing up. I don't know where to start. Just start. Do something.
I've been 9 pounds lighter than what I'm currently averaging at, and I've also been 18 pounds heavier than what I'm currently averaging at. And in both cases, I was working really, really hard to get the results that I wanted to get. However, in both cases, I didn't get the results either as quickly or to the same extent as that I have been getting results in the last couple of months, the last 6 months to be exact. So in today's video, I wanted to share all my tips and tricks, things that I've been doing differently inside and outside of the gym. So hopefully you can save yourself some time. Right? Yes. We're having some technical difficulties. And I wanted to start by explaining what I do differently in the gym, because honestly the smallest tweaks end up making a huge difference in the results that I got in the last couple of months. And I wanted to start with dynamic stretches. Let me get a resistance band. I always do dynamic stretches as part of my warm-up routine, and they really help with improving your lifts, for example with your squats or with your deadlifts. However, how I used to approach them is that I would just go through the movement. When I started to approach them as a separate exercise, I made a huge difference in terms of my mobility, and therefore my lifts also became better, and therefore my results became better. So for example, with this exercise I'm going to do now, you want to pop a resistance band up in your groin, and then you want to make hip circles. Remember how much they hurt last time, and then make sure that they hurt a little bit more this time. Same holds with the next warm-up exercise that I'm going to do. I'm going to do like the froggy pump thing, whatever it's called. I do 8 reps, but I want to make sure that my 8 reps this time are better than my 8 reps I did last time. In this case, that means that I go back and I push myself down as much as I can, and I try to push myself down a little bit more compared to last time. Progressive overload, even with the dynamic stretches, makes a huge difference. Next exercise, I'm moving to a compound lift. I'm actually going to do the squat. What I used to do with a compound lift is that I would kind of reset myself after every single rep, which is fine, especially if your goal is to build your strength. However, if your goal is to build muscle, then time under tension is a very important variable you can play around with. So instead of resetting after every single rep, I keep my tempo continuously. I said it. Okay, next one that I've learned in the last couple of months, that if you do unilateral exercises, which is a single side exercise, and you can perform, let's say, 12 reps with your left side and then 12 reps with your right side immediately afterwards, then you're not going hard enough. So with the unilateral exercise, even though you do them back to back, you technically need to have like a little bit of rest, because then you know that you went hard enough with the first side. I'm going to do the Bulgarian split squat. Honestly, the split that I'm doing right now, I can't share it yet, but it's killing. One's a compliment, two's a crop, three's a party coming, move around like fresh when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun. One more thing that made me really level up my workouts is that you have to control the negative part of the movement. If you've seen one of my previous videos, you've seen that Dorian told me, basically the negative part of the movement is half of the movement. So you need to make sure that you control the weight down, otherwise you'll lose half of your gain. So that's what I'm doing with the leg extension. Trust me, this exercise will get 10 times harder when you actually control the negative part. fun fact. Actually, I've seen better results training my legs twice a week compared to training my legs 3 times a week. And that is because rest is essential. It's essential for muscle growth. So make sure that you rest enough, because then you'll also have enough energy to go all out during your leg days. You know what it is? Training is like an art. It's art. So what you have to do is you have to approach it as if it's art. And I think that I've been doing that for the last couple of months. It's been paying off. So you need to move with intention. You know, what muscle are you going to target? Think about it. And you have to make it yourself difficult, because you know what, if it says, like, for example, your routine says 3 sets of 12 reps and you're just like, go to the gym, do 3 sets of 12 reps and you're finished. That's great, because I'm all for just moving your body. But if you intentionally make it yourself difficult for those 12 reps, and maybe if you reach 12 reps, you're like, I can do one more, do one more. Gotta make it yourself difficult, and you have to approach it as if it's an art form. Okay, so to wrap up the training part, you have to approach your training as if it is art. Make it yourself difficult, move with intention, and push hard in the gym. You gotta push really, really hard because you wanna grow. Your mind always wants to quit before your body does, so you can push harder. But as I said, we don't want to get injuries. So there is a difference between technical failure and mental failure. You can push through mental failure, but don't push through technical failure. That was it from the gym. Whew. Thank you. Thank you. So what I have been doing differently outside of the gym is more so a thing of things that I haven't been doing anymore compared to things that I have been doing instead. And I think that is exactly why I have been seeing more results the last couple of months than I have been seeing before. So for me personally, I truly believe that everyone should do whatever makes them happy. You know your own body the best, you know how you respond to things, and you know what makes you thrive. So for me, personally, I have been tracking macros for a long period of time. So I am going to weigh the pasta before boiling it, and then I can use the macros on the packaging. So I'm using 50 grams. Tracking macros is basically that you keep track of everything that you're eating, the nutritional information, you weigh your food, and then you make sure that everything adds up to your goals by the end of the day, and then that's it. You hit your macros for the day, and then the next day the whole shebang starts from the beginning. Tracking became kind of stressful. It's not really a relaxed approach to eating for me, because you obviously have to weigh everything, and then you have to keep track of everything, and then adjust your portion sizes based on your macros. And I kind of unintentionally stopped with tracking macros, and then I noticed that I experienced less stress. And because I was feeling less stressed, my body had more room to thrive. It thrived more, and I think therefore it also adapted better, or it responded better to my training, and therefore I got better results. Now that being said, I'm really happy that I tracked for a while because I think that because I tracked, I learned a lot about nutrition. I still know, for example, that a banana doesn't really have much protein, and that if I haven't been eating things that are with protein, that maybe I go for a Greek yogurt instead if I crave them both, that kind of thing. And I think that relaxed approach with not tracking while simultaneously knowing what's in food, because I tracked for a while, that just kind of gives me the best of both worlds, allows my body to not experience as much stress, relax, thrive, and respond better to everything that I've been doing. He is laying here. Wait, let me film it. Drooling on the floor. And then something else that I stopped with is intermittent fasting. So if you've been seeing my videos for a while, then you know that I always not always, but I've been intermittent fasting for a long while now. It is currently 1 p.m. and I haven't had any food yet, and that is because I fast intermittently. And I've said it a million times, intermittent fasting is not a diet, it's an eating pattern. It doesn't restrict you in how much you should be eating, however, it does restrict you in when you should be eating. Same thing holds with tracking macros. Restricting myself in whatever way, it just adds stress, and whenever I stopped with intermittent fasting, I experienced less stress. I could just eat whenever I wanted to eat instead of during specific eating windows, and therefore my body was just like more relaxed, and therefore it responded better to everything that I was doing. That's why I said, I guess for me, the things that I've been doing differently outside of the gym is more so things that I haven't been doing anymore instead of things that I have been doing additionally. There's one thing that we have been doing that made a huge difference, and that is actually that we got a routine. I think because obviously we work for ourselves, so sometimes it can be harder to stick to a routine because you are the one that needs to keep yourself accountable. And I think that for me, naturally, I'm someone who works late in the evening, like in the night kind of thing, and then wakes up a bit later. But that's not really, I guess, what makes my body thrive most. It's just something that kind of evolved from university days when I was like catching up on deadlines and stuff. So getting in a set routine, getting up early and going to the gym, having food, like walking the dog, I think those staple things throughout my day just really helped my body with knowing when to expect what, and then it also could adapt to it, and therefore I guess my results were better because I feel like my body just responds as a machine. If it knows how many hours of sleep it will get, if it knows when it will get food, it will just adapt to it, and then it will thrive off of it. Another benefit that comes with setting up your routine that way is because you're in charge of your own schedule. What happened is that I would usually go to the gym later in the day, but that usually means that things pop up, like expectations come up, and then I wasn't in charge of my own schedule anymore because then I had to, I guess, adjust my own schedule in order to meet those expectations, which 9 out of 10 times means that I would skip my workout to do other things that I had to do instead. Short term, that's fine. You can always skip a workout if you have other things to do. It is what it is. Long term, moving my body and going to the gym is what makes me feel good. So I can skip a few workouts here and there, but if I skip them too often, if I mainly skip workouts instead of doing them, then it will catch up. Like I won't feel good. I'm not thriving, and I don't really have much energy to give because I don't really recharge myself, if that makes sense. So having a routine that works for me, works for us, that works for you is something that allows you to, I guess, live to your own schedule, and therefore your body can adjust, it can adapt, it knows what's coming, and therefore it can thrive. Have anything to add? No? That was it. I guess it was clear. Oh, big yawn. So that was it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then please don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, because then we will see you in our next one. Righty? Bye, guys. Yes. Bye, guys.